In the quiet hills of Bethlehem, a young shepherd named David tended his father's sheep with a patient, steadfast heart. The youngest son, often overlooked, carried a quiet courage that grew in the fields he tended each day. David learned bravery not from troubling armies, but from fighting lions and bears that threatened his flock. He found peace in music, playing his harp as the sheep nibbled the grass and the wind hummed through the trees. Though young, his heart was already attuned to God, learning humility by doing small tasks faithfully. Far away, King Saul drifted from God, his pride and fear clouding his judgment. God sent the prophet Samuel to Jesse's house to seek a king, a search that would change Israel's fate. Jesse's sons stood tall and impressive, each a potential king. Yet God looked beyond appearances to the heart. One by one, God rejected the strong until all 7 older brothers were passed over, and still there was a quiet boy. Jesse, almost as an afterthought, admitted there was the youngest, David, waiting with the sheep. When David stepped forward, Samuel knew at once this was the one God had chosen. The Spirit of God rested powerfully on David, though he returned to shepherding rather than a throne room yet. Later, David was brought to Saul's palace to play the harp and ease the king's troubled spirit. The music of the harp brought peace, and the king welcomed the boy who would become his successor. But David's rise truly began when the Philistine giant Goliath mocked Israel for 40 days. David, sent merely to bring food to his brothers, heard the giant's insult and felt a spark of courage awaken. He volunteered to face the giant, while others doubted, and even Saul questioned a boy's courage. David spoke with unwavering faith. God saved him from the lion and the bear. God would save him from this giant. Armed with a sling and 5 smooth stones, he faced Goliath with calm courage and trust. 1 stone flew, 1 impact, and in that moment, faith became victory as the giant fell to the earth. The people whispered, awe filling the air as David became a name spoken with reverence and fear. But this victory was only the doorway to greater trials. The jealousy of Saul, the danger waiting in shadows. David's rise would unfold with both triumphs and trials as God prepared him in silence for a destined throne. Meanwhile, David's harp still played softly, a symbol of peace amid the looming storms. The humble shepherd was becoming the shepherd of a nation, guided by God's spirit and faith. All the while, the fields of Bethlehem held quiet testimony to God's shaping of a king. This shepherd boy hero steps into greatness, even as a storm of jealousy began to brew around him. So begins the long road toward God-given destiny, a journey rooted in faith, courage, and humble service. The story of the chosen shepherd teaches that greatness often begins in silence, before the world notices. In the years to come, the oil on his head would become a symbol of God's anointing and protection. For now, he returns to the sheep, the rhythm of the flock shaping his heart for the battles ahead. The world will soon know the name of David, but first he must learn to walk in faith one step at a time. And so, in the hills of Bethlehem, a shepherd's heart was being prepared for a destiny beyond measure. This is the start of a legend: a boy, a harp, a sling, and a God who sees the heart.